The leadership myth. How the word lost its meaning. Leadership is no longer a job. It is an identity performance. Scroll through LinkedIn for 5 minutes and you will find endless quotes claiming that great leaders don't create followers, they create leaders. It sounds noble, but it is nonsense. If everyone is a leader, who is left to do the work? The truth is, leadership has become a branding exercise for individuals and corporations alike. It is a feel-good word used to moralize ambition and disguise hierarchy. It gives the illusion of empowerment while keeping the structure exactly the same. Leadership as horoscope. Most leadership advice works like astrology. It is vague enough for anyone to nod along and flattering enough to feel true. Lines such as leaders listen, bosses demand, or leaders build people, not followers, are corporate horoscopes. They erase power dynamics completely. Everyone sees themselves as the enlightened leader, never the controlling boss. The message feels inclusive but serves a purpose: to neutralize class and authority. When leadership becomes a mindset instead of a position, power disappears into language. The rise of mindset-only leadership. Today, leadership is sold as a personal trait rather than a professional function. You do not need a team, only the right mindset. It is the same self-help logic that tells you to be your best self at work. Suddenly, every employee is expected to act like a leader, think like a leader, and self-manage like a leader, while remaining at the same pay grade. This is leadership without leadership, the psychological labor of initiative, accountability, and constant positivity, stripped of any real decision-making power. It is how organizations get more productivity without promotions, moral inflation instead of material reward. The development illusion. When companies talk about leadership and development, they are selling aspiration. The word leadership dangles the possibility of advancement, while development delivers behavioral conditioning. Employees believe they are being groomed for growth, when in reality, they are being refined for alignment. Strip away the branding and these programs teach 3 things: regulate your emotions, communicate better, and align your values with the company's. Useful, yes, but not leadership. Call them what they are: development courses. Of course, that does not sell. Leadership sells. It promises transformation while delivering compliance. When work becomes worship. Corporate leadership culture has adopted the language of spirituality. Work should build you, not break you. Leadership shapes you. These slogans sanctify labor. They suggest that your job is not only to earn a living but to become your higher self through performance. It is the secular version of manifesting, personal growth recast as professional output. Burnout becomes a badge of commitment. Self-sacrifice becomes purpose. If you believe leadership defines your life, you have already been recruited into a belief system that serves the company first. Performative humility and managerial repentance. Even the self-aware leadership posts, the ones lamenting detached executives while praising empathy, are part of the same theater. They frame the leader as a reflective hero, learning to row with the team, but never questioning the ship's design. The worker is symbolic, the power dynamics remain untouched, and the problem becomes moral instead of structural. This is managerial repentance disguised as wisdom. The system that causes exhaustion positions itself as the cure. The shrinking ladder. There is another irony. There are fewer leadership roles than ever before. Organizations are flattening hierarchies, cutting middle management, and automating decision-making. Yet the rhetoric of leadership is multiplying. We are told to lead from where we are. In other words, stay where you are but think differently about it. It is the same bait used in the self-help world. Infinite personal growth within a system that cannot materially reward it. What leadership really is not. True leadership is not a vibe. It is a function tied to accountability, risk, and decision-making power. It cannot be mass-produced through workshops or mindset videos. Most of what is marketed as leadership today is psychological conditioning, a way to make employees more adaptable, optimistic, and self-regulating. The more leadership becomes everyone's job, the less it means. If everyone is a leader, no one is. and those who actually hold power get to hide behind the illusion that we are all equals on the same ship. The real work. Maybe it is time to retire the word leadership altogether. Call it coordination, responsibility, or collective direction. But stop pretending it is a spiritual calling. Leadership should not define who we are. It should describe what we do, clearly, transparently, and accountably. Until then, leadership will remain the workplace's favorite myth, a horoscope for hierarchy that flatters the masses while protecting the few.